Good morning, students. Today we are going to again discuss about the third chapter, that is gravitation. Already we have discussed few of the topics. Today we will discuss some new topics. So first topic we are going to discuss is acceleration due to gravity g. What we are going to discuss? Acceleration due to gravity g. See, for example, when we are dropping any object, okay, from a certain height, some type of uniform acceleration. For example, when one object is falling downside, one type of uniform acceleration will be produced in this object. Uniform acceleration will be produced in this object because of by the gravitational force, by the or gravitational pull of the earth. Understand? When we are dropping any object, uniform acceleration will be produced in that object because of the gravitational pull of the earth. Okay, so this whatever the uniform acceleration is producing in a freely falling body due to the gravitational force. Understood? Whatever acceleration is producing due to gravitational pull of the earth, that one only we will call it as acceleration due to gravity. See here, because of gravitational force only acceleration is producing in that body or not? Yes. So like that, if any object is falling freely, that body will undergo uniform acceleration by the gravitational pull of the earth. So that process only we'll call it as acceleration due to gravity. Why the acceleration is producing in the body? Because of gravitational force of the earth or not? So that type of acceleration we'll call it as acceleration due to gravity. Always it will be represented by small letter g. Okay, so in before class we have discussed about capital G. Capital G is universal law of constant. Okay, capital G is universal law of constant. Small g is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so this g value, when an object is falling downwards, then the g value is 9.8 meter per second square. Or if you are throwing any object upside, means against the gravitational force, then g will be minus 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, so you are throwing it opposite to the gravitational pull or not? So that's why its acceleration will be minus 9.8 meter per second square. Clear, children? So this, how this 9.8 meter per second square came, we will find it now. We will find it now. So here, for example, we are dropping. Okay, we are dropping a object. Let the mass of the object is m. Okay, and the distance between, see, this is the, okay, this is the earth. Okay, the distance between the center of the earth and center of the earth and the surface of the earth, always will consider it as radius r. Okay, and the mass of the earth, okay, this is the earth. Okay, this is the earth. Okay, so this will be the r. And what will be the mass of the earth? Always we are considering as it is capital M. So what will be the what will be the force exerted by the earth? Now we will calculate. We know that F is equal to G into m by r square. This is only now we know force exerted by the earth. We have already calculated F is equal to G into m by r square. Okay, so now here we know that from Newton's second law, F is equals to m into a or not? From this, can I write A is equals to F by m or not? A is equal to F by m or not? Yes, I can write. So let it be 1. This is 1. This is 2. Okay. Now substitute 1 in 2. Substitute 1 in 2. So you are going to substitute this 1 in 2. So actually what is 2? A is equals to F by M. That implies A is equals to what is F value? See, this F value I am writing in this place. G into M by R square. Downside M will come. Downside, okay. Downside M will come. So that will be like this. So if I am changing this one, A is equal to G into MM by R square. When it will go upside like this, it will come or not? 1 by M. Isn't it? So this M and this M will get cancelled. So A is equal to G M by R square. A is equal to G M by R square. Nothing but acceleration. A is nothing but equal to small g. Acceleration due to gravity. This is also acceleration or not? This is nothing but here acceleration is produced by earth. So here A is nothing but equals to g. Okay. So now finally we got A is equal to g m by r square. G value I think we know. Already we have calculated g 6.7 into 10 to the power of minus 11 nm square by kg square. Then mass of the earth also we know. What is the mass of the earth? 6 into 10 to the power of 24 kg. And radius of the earth also we know what it is. 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 meters. So see, all the three values we came to know or not. So by substituting all these three values, you will get A or G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. You do it in calculator. Now I can't do. So by simplifying all these things, definitely you will get A is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Clear, children? So like this we got the value of acceleration due to gravity. Then next topic is variation of acceleration. Variation of acceleration due to gravity. Do you think the acceleration will be different in different places? Means almost it will be 9.8 meter per second square, but in little bit variation will be there, not too much. Little bit variations will be there in different areas. Actually why this is, means see, this is earth na, earth here. Here see, A, we know A and R are how they are related. A is equal to gm by r square na. See, acceleration and radius are inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means we know one is increasing means second one is definitely will be decreased. If it is decreasing, acceleration will be increased. So earth is just like a, of course exactly not a sphere it is. Okay, in this structure it will be there. So here it is the center. See, the radius means these are the poles. Here it will be the equator, isn't it or not? So when we are comparing the radius from center to poles, little bit it is lesser than, means the distance when we are considering radius at the poles, the radius will be less. Okay, so the radius is less means acceleration will be what? More or not? So by this we can tell that at the poles there will be more acceleration. What will be there at the poles? At the poles the acceleration will be more. And when we are talking about the equator, the radius will be more. Okay, when the radius is more, what will be happen to? Less means more. More means the acceleration will be less. Okay, means by seeing this relation, acceleration and radius are always inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means one is increasing, automatically second one will decrease. So here radius is less from the equator to the, from the center to the poles. So when the radius is less, what will happen? Automatically the acceleration will be more. And when the we are considering with equator means there the radius will be more. So automatically acceleration will be less. If we are going upside from the earth, means we are going upside from the earth, then radius is go on increasing or not? When the radius is go on increasing, automatically the acceleration will be decreased. Clear, children? So like this you can write the variation of acceleration due to gravity. Okay, and one more thing you have to remember, that this acceleration due to gravity, see, G does not depend on mass of the object. See, G does not depend on the mass of the object. Here anywhere mass of the object is there? No. Universal law of constant is there, mass of the earth is there, radius of the earth is there, but anywhere you are finding small m, mass of the object? No. So what does it seems that G means G or A does not depend upon the mass of the object, means whether it is provided to us to calculate A, whether it is not provided to calculate A, we will not consider A. If we know these three values, we are able to find out this A value or not. So mass is not required for us, isn't it or not? So acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the object. You have to remember this one. Acceleration due to gravity does not depend upon the mass of the object. Okay. Then in the first chapter we have learned three equations, isn't it or not? Three equations of motion we have studied. Do you remember or not? First one is V is equal to U plus AT. Second one is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. And third one is V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Okay, but in this chapter the slight changes are there in this chapter. How the changes will be there means A will be changed to G. Okay, and S will be changed to H. S is nothing but here distance na, but in this chapter distance, like this distance will not be there, like height only we will consider. So S will be changed to H and A will be changed to G. So here the equations will be like V is equal to U plus GT. Second one, H is equal to UT plus half GT square. And third one is V square is equal to U square plus 2GH. So these are the three equations you are going to use in this chapter. Okay children, so next topic is mass and weight. See, what is the next topic? Mass and weight. Then whenever we are talking what is your weight means you will tell 30 kg, 40 kg, 20 kg like that. But it is not your weight, it is your mass. Okay, there is a difference between mass and weight. So now we will see what is mass and what is weight. Okay, so first one is mass is the material contained in the body. Okay, or you can write quantity of matter. Okay, quantity of matter or material contained in the body. For example, this is the pen. Okay, means whatever matter is contained in this object, that one only we will call it as this pen's mass. Okay, whatever object you will consider, whatever material, whatever matter is contained in that object, that one only we will consider as mass of that particular object. Then what is weight then? Weight is force. Weight is nothing but force with which it is attracted towards the center of the earth. What is weight? Weight is nothing but force. Means when we are hanging this pen, okay, the with some force it will be attracted towards the earth or not. Okay, so for example, when for example, say take one brick. Okay, when you are keeping on the floor, you touch it. Do you feel any heaviness while holding that brick? No, but when you are go on lifting upside that brick, slowly something is increasing there or not? Why? Because you are lifting it up, the earth also will be attracted towards itself or not? Nothing but the force with which it is attracted towards the earth. Weight is what? The force with which it is attracted towards the center of the earth. That is the weight. When it is on the earth, you will not feel any force on it, but when you are lifting slowly, you something is increasing there, nothing but that is the weight of that object. When you are lifted it very height, lifted to very height, slow, it's weight, it's something is very heavy, you will feel or not? Nothing but the weight is slowly increasing there. Okay, so matter is whatever matter content, sorry, mass is whatever matter content in the object, that is the mass. Then what is weight? Then the force with which it is attracted towards the center of the earth, that one we will call it as a weight. Then one more one more, if you will see, means difference in one thing I am telling everything. SI unit is kg, and here SI unit is, what is the SI unit for force? Newton. So here also SI unit is Newton. And mass is a scalar quantity. Why? Because it does not depends upon direction. Wherever, in which direction you will go, your mass will be same or not, or you will lose some of the parts or not. Where if you are going north or south, not like that. Now wherever we will go, our full body will move, isn't it or not? So it is a scalar quantity. But weight is a vector. Why? Because it depends upon the direction also. So it is a vector quantity. And mass never be zero. Never, it can never be zero. Why? Because if you will take small insect also, it will have some mass or not. Small paper also, it will have some mass or not. So mass can never be a zero. But weight can be zero. Weight can be zero. So these are the some of the differences between mass and weight. Okay, children. So this is about mass and weight. And see here, when we are comparing, here one more thing is given: weight of an object on the moon. Weight of an object on the moon is just the weight of an object will be about 1/6. For example, if it is 1 Newton on earth, it will be 1/6, 1/6 on moon. Or to tell, if it is 6 Newtons on earth, it will be 1 Newton on moon. Means whatever weight we are considering now, that will be 6 times more than the weight on the moon. So how we will prove? Means here for example, consider this is earth, this is moon. Okay, so here if you will compare the mass of the masses, okay, earth mass is mass of earth is 100 times greater than the moon. 100 times greater than the moon. So mass of moon will be 1m. Okay, understood? Mass of moon is 1m if we are considering, then mass of earth will be 100 times. And even radius also, radius of earth is 4 times greater than the radius of moon. G is common everywhere. Okay, and okay, everything. So now you find out weight on the earth. Weight on the, nothing but we are telling force and weight are same. Here see, force and weight are same. Na? So instead of F I am writing weight on earth. So to make you to understand, I am writing E here. So weight on earth is equal to G into 100 m by r square. Sorry, 4r square. Here we have considered now mass of earth and radius, so that one only I have written. So weight on moon is equal to G into m by r square. If we am considering ratio for weight on the moon and weight on the earth, okay, what is weight on moon? G into m by r square. So weight on earth will be, so weight of the moon I have written here, weight of the earth here. So reciprocal na, so it will become as 16 r square. 4 square how much? 16 r square. Then g into 100 m into m. So here g will get cancelled, r square will get cancelled, m. So what finally we got? 16 by 100. 16 by 100 means most probably you will get 1 by 6. Okay, so weight on the moon by weight on earth is equal 1 by 6. Means if any object weight on moon is 1 Newton, that a same object will have weight on the earth is 6 Newton. So we have proved or not? Yes. So weight of the moon and weight of the earth always in the ratio of 1:6. So like this we can prove. Okay, weight on the moon is equal to 1 by 6 of weight on earth. Okay children, so up to here read the textbook thoroughly, make your notes. Okay, don't waste your time. Thank you.